Looks like guns over there. Let's see what they're up to. Jin Parks. The Asian woman's expression reads open for business, but her demeanor reads dealer rather than companion. She has a jack on her neck, gun on her hip, and a chip on her shoulder. She eyes you with a sneer. You look like you'd use some firepower, something simple. I got guns so smart they practically fire themselves. You looking for tech? Got some of that too, if that's the way you roll. Show me what you got. Some crap I don't want, because I'm all about shotguns. Those are little drones for a rigger, if I can get my hands on one, I'm guessing. Bunch of grenades. Oh man, I wonder if grenades will actually be good in this one, because Shadowrun games are notorious for having terrible grenades. Weapons, pretty short list. Drones, consumables, yeah, we'll live, we'll live. Mr. Clue! Posted at the door to the VIP section is a tower of troll muscle wrapped in an impossibly tailored suit. Whether the product of good genes or expensive aftermarket cosmetic work, the troll's gleaming horns perfectly frame his face, and his polished tusks and goatee accentuate the set of a lantern jaw. Welcome, please behave yourself. Will do. You get trouble in here often? Nothing a stern look usually can't solve. You have business here? Look into the death of Sam Watts. I was a friend of Sam Watts, actually. Know him? Sure, everyone here knew Sam. Shame to lose a part of the family. There's a sharpness in Clue's eyes, the look of a man who has seen much and earned wisdom at a young age. Figure Sam was the type who needed to be thrown out at occasion. Encouraged to call it a night, I'd say. Sam was a drunk, but he usually wasn't a violent one. Usually? What about the night he died? He was a bit agitated. Didn't catch the specifics. Might have been over a woman. Thought I was going to have to show him out, but I had to deal with a couple of rival go-gangers posturing for one of the working girls upstairs. Jake helped Sam out instead. Thanks for the info. No problem. Am I allowed in here? I totally am. Johnny Clean. The man is dressed like a janitor, but is wearing unusually clean overalls. He's tall, rail-thin, and has a cunning look in his eye that says he's more than just a maintenance man. Howdy. Name's Johnny Clean. You new? Yeah, first time. Just getting a look at the place. Well, enjoy yourself. This looks like your type of place. I'm just sweeping up a bit. That's very unsettling. It's clearly not a janitor. Noog. Covered in glowing magical talismans and fetishes, this troll does not seem fully of this world. He mumbles to himself constantly, apparently participating in several conversations at once. But with entities you can neither see or hear. I told you, it's not like that at all. Bring me proof and you shall have it. I'm honored, Your Majesty. That was why I said to use mustard instead of catsup. Forgive me, Jean, I was a fool. He looks you in the eye, his other conversations on hold. You may peruse my magical wares and see their glory. I would love to see your fucking wares, because I am a shaman. The most basic spell every mage knows and always has ready. Sold. Armor. Flamethrower. Mana Bolt. Weaken armor. Decreases target's armor by 1. Oh fuck, I'm gonna lose all my money. Mana Fist. This is what we want though. Elementals. Force 1 Air Elemental Fetish. The fetish is consumed when used. We'll buy all of those. We won't buy any direct damage spells because we'll use our gun, but we'll buy some wacky debuffs as they come up. I can only afford a 100 spell, which means nothing. Confirm. Well, fuck. Full on elementals. There's no such thing as too many fetishes. There probably is. That's probably something I'll regret in the future. Confirm. It looks like we're gonna be talking to you. Mrs. Kubota. Mrs. Kubota watches you cross the room, sizing you up as you approach. As you get closer, you can see that she's of mixed race, African and Japanese. Her demeanor says, "This is my house, mess with it at your peril." But her eyes twinkle with a playful light when she speaks. "Konbanawa, good evening." My, but aren't you a big, powerful troll? Are you enjoying the Seamstresses Union? There should be plenty for a man like you to enjoy. She eyes you closely. Or is this business? I just need a moment of your time. I have some topics to discuss. Soka. Why should I help you? Sam Watts, looking for his killer. Her face brightens, amused. Ah, so you are the little insurance policy he would go on about when he was drunk. His avenging angel who would strike back for him from beyond the grave. What do you want to know? How well do you know Sam? I knew him, we all did. Sam was a regular here, whenever he could beg or borrow enough union to become altered in some way. Drugs, chips, alcohol, didn't matter to Sam. As long as he was bent, he was always looking for his next fix. He clung to this place like it was his lifeline, and we treated him as part of the family, even if none of us truly liked him except Coyote. Did you see Sam on the night of his death? He was here, quite inebriated, as he often was. Coyote was working bar that night, and she informed me that Sam was getting rowdy and belligerent with other customers. When I requested he leave, he refused. My bouncer, Mr. Clue, was off dealing with another issue, so I requested that Jake escort Sam out the back door to the alley. That was the last I saw of either of them. Why is this place called the Seamstresses Union? During the gold rush years, there was a census, and the politicians wanted as high a number as possible to gain power and revenue. To bolster their numbers, they decided to include all the working girls, of which there were many, to the rolls. However, given the times, they could not list the girls' true occupation, so they entered them all as seamstresses. When a girl accumulated enough money to open her own place of business, she named it the Seamstresses Union, so potential workers would know that they would be treated fairly there. And thus a rich tradition was born. So you're a former seamstress? Wink wink? No, perhaps when we know each other more I will reveal more about myself. For now, enjoy the union. One more question. Can you tell me where to find Coyote? Her face darkens. Would that I could. I have not seen her in 2 days. She's a smart woman and quite dangerous, but I fear for her. If she's smart, then why fear for her? Because she's in a dangerous line of work and there's always someone smarter, more prepared. Her room is upstairs. If you're looking for her, I invite you to examine it. May be able to uncover her whereabouts. I would not normally betray her privacy in this way, but she's missed 2 shifts now and cannot be reached on her comm. It's unlike her. Something has happened. I will not have an action on my conscience. Here's the key. Thank you. Open. Or teleport. Oh, what's this? There is a mid-grade security panel attached to the nearby door. It's set to require a password for entry. I am not a hacker. Or Decker, I suppose. This must be her room. Hello? Clues, perhaps? I don't see any clues. This one. Oh, this is totally a clue room. Looks like Kaida keeps her clothes in boxes on the floor. The stand is littered with action movies and cigarette butts. A framed painting of the Chicago skyline, done in stylized silhouette. What's this? Coyote's bed is a diary with several papers sticking out of it. Open the diary to the first paper. There's a receipt stuck between the pages and a diary entry. Inspect the receipt. A receipt for a Browning Max Power pistol from Gin Park downstairs with a note saying how big guns on hot women turn her on. Okay. I came back from my shift to find 4 of Paco's goons sleeping on our apartment floor. It's getting frigging ridiculous. I want to be with him, with the real Paco, but this cutter Drek keeps messing everything up. I love him, but he's totally different with the gang. It's how I make cash, baby, he always says. I try to tell him he doesn't need the cash. I can support us both with what I make at the Seamstresses Union, but he still goes on these runs. These bozos all over my floor. I feel like he's just seeing how far he can push me before I kick him out. I try to be patient, but why does it have to be all one way? As soon as the last cutter was out the door, I lost it. I told him if he ever pulled Drek like that again, he'd be sleeping in the alley. Of course, he begged and pleaded with me, telling me it wouldn't happen again. I don't want to deal with this anymore, but I don't want him to leave. He's the reason I got through all that stuff last year, got my bartending license, got this apartment, this life. I know he cares about me and loves me, more than his involvement with the Cutters. I just wish I could slice out that gang from our life altogether. Slice out the fear that comes along with it. Different page. Second paper. Paper has a handwritten poem on it. Let's just say that Paco should stick to guns and motorcycles and leave the poetry to others. Sometimes it seems like Paco reads my mind or my diary. Maybe he does the latter. I wouldn't be surprised. Hi, Paco. Ever since last week, he hasn't mentioned the Cutters once. He leaves the apartment with a "see you in a few hours, babe," and returns later without comment. I don't know if he's really going to help for us to avoid the subject and conversation completely, but I felt better without constant arguing about it. The last 2 nights I've come home from work to Paco waiting up for me, slouching on the old dumpster couch with a novel 4 inches from his face. I imagine that as I turn the key in the door, he perks up and makes himself look especially studious for when I get the door open. He seems superficially surprised to see me, but I love this little act. Let's try page 3. There's a receipt and an old photograph. Inspect the receipt. A COD receipt for a special order. 5 pounds of zebra meat from Mercury's Meat Emporium, located near Pike Place Market. That's fucking weird. Inspect the picture. The picture shows a young girl with caramel skin and dark brown hair. She has a snake wrapped around her arm, and yet she is smiling. The back of the photograph has "Shadow" scrawled on it. Final page. A receipt for a wall safe, installed near the bedroom door. Set to combination 342436. Put the diary back down. The broken mirror was hiding a small safe. Input the code found in the coyote's diary. The safe beeps cheerfully in response, and the door comes open. Yoink. It is a grenade. Go to my stash. What a fucking wacky thing to put in the safe. Hello, computer. Coyote's computer is ancient. Probably fished it out of a junkyard. It doesn't have a data jack, and the cracked display is covered with fingerprints. Tapping the keyboard causes the dust-caked fans to spin up, only to display on screen. Password? Without the password, the only other button on the screen is a password recovery option. Select password recovery. Please answer the security questions to reset your password. Question 1. Your first childhood pet? It's definitely not Shadow, but... Answer stored. Question 2. What's your favorite musical act? Maria Mercurial. What's the name of your hometown? Chicago? Your security answers were incorrect. Fuck that. So there's probably clues here, if I can find them. But I'm a lazy piece of shit. Not the smartest shaman on the block, that's for sure. That's enough. That's some extremely vague clues until we can figure out that computer. Mrs. Kubota. Do you know Paco? He's a ganger, a member of the Cutters. He's a good kid in a nasty line of work. I warned Coyote against getting too attached to that type. They don't live long. You heard of Maury's Meat Emporium? Her face twists in disgust. No, I am a vegetarian. Oh, well, fiddly fucking D. P.S. Did you know Jin Park sold Coyote a gun? I'd be more surprised if she hadn't. Bouncers can deal with most of the troublemakers, but around here you need a gun just to take trash out to the dumpster. Did you know if Coyote had any childhood pets? I never ask about the past. None of us do. Coyote's real name is Gina. That's the most personal information I have about her. Do you know if she had a favorite band? Indeed I do. She plays her Starfire records so loud you can hear them down here. I've told Mr. Clue to have her turn down that direct no more than once. Do you know what city Coyote's from? Not to sound like I don't care about the girl, but I never thought to ask. Just assumed she was from around here. So, Starfire. Other people will have the other clues for us, I'm sure. Who's this? Looks like he wants to talk. No gigs at the moment. Nope, just standing still. Maybe Mr. Clue. No. Mr. Clue does not want to talk. Maybe Jin Parks does. Did you sell a Browning Max Power to Coyote the bartender? Hey guy, I'm discreet. I don't talk about what my clients or what they buy, bad for biz. However, I'm sure she would recommend me if she was a customer, which I'm not saying she is. She can't recommend you if she's dead. Did she say anything about why she wanted it? All she said was that she was looking for stopping power. He's back on the drama. Need some hardware? No, I don't. Got my street sweeper, which I'm not regretting. Maybe Cherry Bomb will know about where she's from. Cherry Bomb does not want to talk. You bitch. Eric, what do you got for me? Nope. Well, we'll hobo brute force it. Can't believe there's no clues in this apartment, though. Okay. Select password recovery. I'm gonna say Shadow, Starfire, Chicago. Your password has been reset to NQPABDST. For security, never write down your password. Nice. Calendar. 3 days ago, meet with Delilah about gig. Today, meet Paco for date at Pike Place Market, due in 30 minutes. Alright, so Pike Place Market. Contacts. Coyote's contact list has exactly one entry, someone named Paco. There's no comlink number or other contact information available. This does not seem like a very useful list of contacts. Access history. A quick scan of her recent searches shows that Coyote has been reading a great deal about hellhounds. It also suggests more than a casual interest in vintage action figures. Vintage action figures. Sounds dangerous. Speak with Mrs. Kubota. Whoops. Let's just go downstairs here. How can I help you? Coyote has a date with Paco at Pike Place Market in the next half hour. If you could go down there, it might bring me peace of mind. I'll call a cab for you. Should be able to get you there in time. Gambate kudasai. Good luck. Sounds like I'm gonna want to spend that karma. PDA open. 10 karma. Look at that. Critical damage percentage visible. That doesn't seem too good. An aimed shot with a shotgun. Let's go check out our charisma. Increases spellbook slot. Spirit control. Conjuring. It can equip air barrier. Increase spellbook slot. Done. And we'll also get an additional spellbook slot. And we'll buy some charisma. Because that's going to get maxed out soon. Be a very handsome young troll. Confirmed. Fantastic. Go get that cab. Take a cab to Pike Place Market? You betcha. Pike Place Market! You catch a cab from Touristville to Pike Place Market in a mercifully quiet ride that takes you from probably going to be mugged to probably going to pay too much for your drinks. Compared to the urban wasteland of the Barrens, the downtown area is filled with modern buildings, lightened streets, and unbarred shops, all living beneath the shadows of massive corporate arcologies. For many, these arcologies are home. For others, they're hulking monuments to where the world went wrong. Famous for its fishmongers, Pike Place Market has been around since the early 1900s, overlooking the bay. Now it's a market for all things, legal and illegal, a melting pot of haves and have-nots. Even though most of the shops are closed, the sights, sounds, and smells of the market hit you from the moment you step out of the cab.